This is not an easy decision.
So his announcement sent jaws dropping across the sports world.
The hardest, bravest thing to do is to quit.
The studies show about 1,000 hits to the head each fall, at least 20 G's, which is like a small car crash.
Football was bringing me down, and I didn't like it.
99% of deceased players' brains examined in a new study showed signs of CTE, a degenerative brain disease linked to repeated hits to the head.
Researchers are trying to figure out a way to diagnose individuals with CTE while they are still alive.
Jane's death comes just a month after DeAndre Turman, another high school junior, died in Fairburn, Georgia, when he fractured a vertebrae during a scrimmage.
Almost, Jimmy, it sounds like some of these fans are booing.
And sparked boos from some fans this weekend.
Andrew Luck has dealt with countless injuries and his body simply just could not repair. He was 29 when he retired.
I want to be clear to my fans. I needed to recover. I was not in a good place. Football was bringing me down.
That is Hall of Famer to be Rob Gronkowski.
And I didn't like it. And I was losing that joy in life, like the joy.
Gronk was 29 when he retired, much like Was it surprising? Yes, but this trend is in place.
And you realize that if you continue to play the game, you might suffer permanent brain damage. That was your conclusion.
That was my conclusion.
Meet Chris Borland, who retired after his rookie season.
People talk about knowing the risk going in, and I think guys understand, of course, it's not good for you, but I don't think even the top neurologists truly understand the risks and the connections.
The risks are real, even if the NFL denies it. A published study from the Journal of the American Medical Association revealed of 111 brains donated from ex-NFLers, 110 had CTE.
I decided to retire based off of the way my body felt.
Calvin Johnson retired at the age of 30 on what will likely be a Hall of Fame career.
The way I felt mentally and all those things working together, I wanted to not have those problems later.
The cause and effect of new information is indicative of football's drop in participation, the lowest mark since the 99-2000 school year. It's the fifth consecutive year of declining football participation from 1.13 million participants to just over 1 million via the Washington Post. Hits like these are what can lead to long-term health problems. In the medical journal Translational Psychiatry, they found those who participated in football before age 12 were twice as likely to have problems with behavior regulation, apathy, and executive functioning, including initiating activities, problem solving, planning, and organizing when they get older, thus creating a downward spiral. The younger football players were 3 times more likely as those who took up the sport after age 12 to experience symptoms of depression. Depression, one of the many conditions from playing football. Among older retired players from the NFL who have a history of concussion, their rate of depression is nearly 3 times higher than that of the general population, which could potentially lead to...
Former San Diego Chargers linebacker was found dead of a gunshot wound this morning.
ABC News and ESPN have learned exclusively that Seau's brain showed signs of CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the concussion-related injury that is at the center of today's football safety controversy.
Chiefs linebacker Jovan Belcher fatally shooting his girlfriend and then taking his own life.
ESPN's investigative reporting show Outside the Lines says the neuropathologist who examined Belcher's brain after his death detected neurofibrillary tangles of tau protein, which is identified with chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
The Super Bowl winning safety Dave Durson took his own life, convinced that the despair he faced was caused in part by the damage he suffered on the football field.
It's indisputable. There's no evidence of any other disorder. There's no evidence of Alzheimer's disease. There's not a single beta amyloid containing plaque in the brain. He has the classic appearance of chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
As Aaron Rodgers said,
here's a guy who's, making a quality of life decision, and he's given a lot to the game. I think he should be championed and appreciated.
Andrew Luck chose what Calvin Johnson, Chris Borland, and Rob Gronkowski chose: health over hits, cognition over concussion, life over lifelessness. The fans can boo, the NFL can choose dissonance over definitive action, but what Luck did was reveal the truth from select parties, the fans and the player. The fans display vitriol in a decision they had no part of but feel is unjustified. The player chooses health over finances to savor what is left of an ailing body. The NFL fan must evolve, or short-sightedness will be on full display, as much as the president talking about kneeling players. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.